Hello students, my name is Dr. J. Todd and I will be your professor for this section of Worldview 1. I am very excited about our journey together through the Bible. I look forward to getting to know each one of you and learn alongside of you in this class. The purpose of this video is for me to give an overview of your syllabus. You do need to go through and read your syllabus. But I would like to walk through and just highlight some key aspects of your syllabus. So at this time, if you don't have your syllabus handy so that you can view it, I encourage you to pause this video and pull up your syllabus. Now here's how you will pull that up. If you go to Campus Web to our course page, under this section of Christian Worldview, on the left-hand side of the page, you will see several links for the course. One of those links is called Handouts. If you click that link for Handouts, then you can open that link and you will see a link to our course syllabus. So if you will open that up, it will be very helpful as we take some time to walk through your syllabus. So the first thing that I would like to talk about when it comes to your course syllabus is the instructor information. So there's some important information on that section. Not only is it there my name, but also my office location is there. I'm in the Christian Ministries building. If you go into Christian Ministries coming from the side where Jones is in the library, you come through the main doors, you will see as you walk in a student counter there where the students work or student workers sit. If you walk through the foyer area and walk right into where that desk area is and look to your left, my office will be the first office on your left. I have my office hours posted on your syllabus. Just so you know, all professors at the College of the Ozarks are required to be in their office a certain number of hours per week. So my office hours are posted so that you know for sure that I'm in my office. So you're welcome to stop by my office at any time, as long as I don't have another student or another faculty or staff member in my office. I will welcome you in and we can talk, or I can answer your questions or whatever else. But I'd also like to say that I also want to welcome you to come by my office anytime that I'm there. If you can't meet me during my office hours, shoot me an email and let me know, and I'll try to work my schedule around yours and we can set up a meeting so that we can meet together. So please know that you're welcome anytime. I am here for you. I'm here to answer questions you might have about the class, about life, or anything else that you need. So that's why that instructor information is there. Also, feel free to contact me at any time via email. I typically do not check my emails in the evenings. I typically try to check them during the day at work at some time. So if you email me in the evenings, please know you might not get a response until the next day. The other thing on the syllabus that I want to point out would be your textbooks. In this class, we only have 2 textbooks. The first textbook is a little textbook called God's Big Picture by Vaughan Roberts. This is the first book that we will actually read in the class. We will read through the entire book, God's Big Picture. And the reason we're going to read it first is because, as the book title indicates, he gives us a really big overview, a broad overview of the biblical story. So in other words, what we're going to do is a flyover, so to speak, so we can see the forest, the big picture of the Bible. And then once we finish reading Vaughan Roberts, we will actually spend the rest of the semester reading through our Bibles. Before I get to the Bibles, let me say one thing about Vaughan Roberts' book. I would encourage you to read the book, but he also has video overviews of every chapter in the book that you can view. I have provided the link for that video with some other links in a document under your handouts entitled YouTube links. Now, Bible. Let's talk about the Bible. Like I said, we're going to spend most of the semester reading your Bible, reading through the biblical text, various portions, and I recommend the ESV Study Bible. Now, some of you might already have a personal copy of a Bible. You also might have another study Bible. And if that's you and you really don't want to spend the extra money, I do not require you to purchase the ESV Study Bible. However, if you do not have a Bible or you do not have a good study Bible, I would strongly encourage you to purchase the ESV Study Bible. A study Bible is simply a Bible where you have the biblical text, and then you have explanations of the verses and the books and all of that information in the Bible under the text. So what it allows you to do is have a handy resource if you're studying a passage and there's something you do not understand about that passage. I highly recommend the ESV Study Bible because it was written by each book is written by a different author who specializes in that book. So those are your two textbooks, God's Big Picture, ESV Study Bible. Now the next section of your syllabus that I want us to look at is the one that probably most of you are the most eager to talk about, and that is the course assignments for this class. If you look at the section, you should find that section in your syllabus entitled Assignments. And there are three major categories of assignments in this class this semester. The first one is your assigned reading and quizzes. So for each class period, you will have some form of reading or some other assignment due for that class period. There are your two textbooks as well as several different YouTube videos that you'll be responsible to watch. Two sites in particular. One is the Bible Project. You will do most of your videos will come from the Bible Project, their YouTube channel. But the second one is a channel that I've created for this class called Text Talks, and you will actually view some videos, including the one you're currently watching, on that channel. So again, I have links to all of the YouTube channels and or videos on Campus Web under handouts. So I know the question that you have, that is, how do you know what is due each day and what reading you have? So to answer that question, let's turn, if you go towards the back of your syllabus, you will find a section that's entitled the course schedule. And it's a chart that has at the top, the headings are date, Bible reading, textbook reading, video, or other. And so each date represents a day that we meet as a class. So whatever assignment that you have, whatever date you're looking at, the assignment that is due for that date is due before class begins. So for example, if let's say your first assignment is due on August 26th, that's your first day where you have an assignment due for class, you will need to have your reading completed for that day and or your quiz and or your video or whatever is required on that day needs to be completed before class begins. I have every assignment and every reading already listed on your course schedule. So those of you who are ultra planned can go ahead and have all of your semester planned out, reading, quizzes, exams, so forth, and so on. So let's talk about your reading and your quizzes. So each day of class you will have some reading due, whether it be textbook reading, whether it be a video, so I guess it would be reading and or video, or Bible reading. But you're not going to be quizzed on the material each day. You typically have a quiz once a week, and again, your quiz dates are already listed in your syllabus. So what you will do is you will do your reading for the week. Then before class on the day the quiz is due, you will go and take your quiz. The quizzes are closed book and closed note. Basically, it's just you and the quiz. No team taking either. And you will take that quiz on Campus Web and complete it. You'll have other assignments that I will talk about in just a minute. Now, here's the deal. you have reading due every day of class, but your quizzes are only due once a week. So I am not going to control you and tell you that you need to do your reading each class period. I recommend that you read for each class period, and then before you take your quiz, do a quick review of everything that you have read. And I recommend this for really one main reason. And the main reason is because oftentimes the reading that you do in each day corresponds to what we're going to be discussing in class. So if you do the reading on the day that it is due, my explanations will make more sense. You will have better understanding of the material that we're talking about in class, and you will also be able to participate and contribute in a more meaningful manner in class. So again, readings are due pretty much every day, or videos, and then your quizzes will be once a week. So that's the first type of assignment that you have in this class. The second assignment that you have are your exams, the second type of assignment. You will take 3 major exams in this class. Basically, you'll have one every 5 weeks, including your final. So you will not have a midterm in this class, since I'm testing you in every 5-week increments. And then the final type of assignment you have in this class are called your Bible study questions. So from here on out, we will call them your BSQs. As you're reading through Von Roberts, you will notice that at the end of each chapter, he has some Bible study questions. When you read through the book the first time, you don't have to answer those Bible study questions. You're simply reading the material. But what we're going to do is periodically throughout the semester, as our Bible reading corresponds to a certain chapter in Von Roberts, we will actually go back and I will have you complete some of the Bible study questions for a few of the chapters in his book. I don't want to overwhelm you with information right now, so we will talk about the nuts and bolts of those Bible study questions at a later date before your first assignment is due. So that's your assignments. You have daily reading, weekly quizzes, and then you have your exams, and then you have your BSQs at certain times throughout the semester. And all of that information, as far as due dates and reading being breakdowns, is already listed on your course schedule. So now let's talk about some really course policies. Before I jump into these, let me just say it's not fun talking about some of these because these are expectations. Some of them have penalties involved. And I just say that I'm doing this so that we're all on the same page together. So if you're continuing to look through your syllabus, I would encourage you to look at the section on academic honesty and read that. In this class, I expect you, not only in this class, but in all your classes, to walk with integrity. And I encourage you as a student to recognize that that there's no grade worth basically compromising your integrity. So what does that look in this class? That looks like your weekly quizzes. I encourage you not to open your book, not to open your notes, not to talk to other students about quiz questions. I also, on your exams, on your BSQs, encourage you to do your work and not to, first of all, cheat yourself, and then second of all, compromise your integrity. So hopefully we won't have any problems on that. Again, I am not going to baby you on that, but I just have high expectations for you there, and trust that you'll walk in the fear of the Lord and not compromise in any way there. The last major thing we need to talk about are some attendance and other course policy section of your syllabus. And so let's talk about attendance. And what I would like to do in my classes is I understand that things come up. In fact, there's a high probability that I will have to miss a class this semester for something that I did not expect. So what I do is I typically give my students 1 week worth of free unexcused absences. So for this class, the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday class, that means that you can miss 3 sections of Worldview 1 with unexcused absences with no penalty, okay? So in other words, if you don't wake up one morning and you need to go, you want to run and go do a hike, it's a beautiful fall morning, and you don't want to come to class, you don't have to email me to tell me you're not coming to class. You get a free unexcused absence. Now here's the problem. A lot of students don't plan well, and so they burn up their unexcused absences early in the semester, and when they really need to take one, they don't have any more unexcused absences available. So I encourage you to attend class at all times, and I encourage you not to burn up your unexcused absences because there might be the last week of class where you need one. So why is it important not to burn those 3 unexcused absences up? Well, the reason is because after your 3rd unexcused absence, so you're at your 4th unexcused absence, I begin to take 2 points off your final grade. So your final grade. So in other words, if you have 5 unexcused absences this semester in Worldview 1, when your grade comes in at the end of the semester, and let's say you're at an 82, so a B minus, if you have 5 unexcused absences, I give you 3 free ones, then you will have 2 beyond the 3, so that means you would have a 4-point reduction in your final grade, which means your B minus just dropped to a C plus. So I encourage you to pay attention to that policy. Also, tardies do count, and so I encourage you to be in class on time. And so after every 2 tardies, you get an unexcused absence. So in other words, it's possible for you to not miss any class and still max up your unexcused absences. And the way that would happen is if you had 6 tardies would equal 3 unexcused absences. So if you're a person who is prone to be late, I encourage you to shoot to arrive to class 5 or even 10 minutes before the class period so that you're not tardy. Now, oftentimes I have students who have professors or work supervisors who keep them late. So here's what I ask you to do. If you come to class late, and as a result of another professor or a work supervisor keeping you late, please come up to me after class and let me know so that I can not penalize you, not count you tardy. So that's attendance policy, and that's the tardy policy. Now, if you look at your syllabus, the other policies that I have, the first one is late assignments. I don't accept late assignments for quizzes. So your quiz is due every week at the beginning of class, so make sure you get that done. The other thing is that your exam, on your exam days, you will come to class to take your exams. And exams are not something that I accept late. And so what that looks like is you have 50 minutes, or on the final you'll have a little more time to complete your exam. So if you're not there during that class period, I don't allow makeup exams. Okay, so that's late policies, but I do offer grace on your BSQs. So with BSQs, if it's late, I take off 15 points per day, and then I will not accept it after 3 days. All the other policies I would argue involve classroom behavior. And so let me just say a word about that. You all are 18 years old and older. And so I view each of you as an adult. I truly do. I know some people might refer to you as kids and not treat you like an adult. But please hear me. I view you as an adult, but that also carries some responsibilities. So I ask that in class that you act like an adult. Now, the problem is that we all come from different backgrounds. So expectations are different in every place. So I just want to go over my classroom expectations so that we all are on the same page about what I mean by I just expect you to act like an adult. Okay? So the first one is the technology policy. You are welcome to use computers in class for note-taking. However, I ask that you please put your cell phones away when you come into class, and that you do not pull your cell phones out during class. If you are expecting an important call, please let me know before class, and you will have my full permission to leave class and to take that phone call whenever it is coming in. Okay. The next basically policy for class would be how we treat each other. C of O is a very broad school when it comes to denominations. It does not specify what denomination the students or the professors come from. So in a class our size, we're going to have students from multiple denominations, multiple even belief systems. And so here's the deal. We're going to have disagreements. We're going to have dialogue. And I just encourage you that your goal should be to treat people you disagree with as much or even more respect than you would treat someone who agrees with you. And if we all treat each other with respect and dignity, we can have some great conversation and some great discussion. Another way that we treat each other with respect is that whoever has the floor, they deserve our respect. So we shouldn't be having conversations with someone else in the class when the professor is speaking or when the professor has called on another student to speak. So if I call on a student to speak, at that point they have the floor, and we all should devote to them our undivided attention and respect. Now, I've already mentioned the tardy policy that I have, but I want to say one thing related to that. I expect you to be in class on time, and so therefore as the professor, I owe it to you to also let you out on time. So my goal is always to dismiss class at the time class is supposed to dismiss so that you have time to get to your next class. So I'm giving you my permission that if you notice that I'm not letting you out of class on time, I give you my permission to come up before or after class and just politely let me know that I've been keeping you a little late. And at that point, I will seek to repent and adjust so that I don't keep you late in class. But that is my commitment to you, is since I hold you accountable for being late on the front side, I try to hold myself accountable and give you permission to hold me accountable on the back side of class when we get out. Two other things. First of all, C of O is a very busy campus, and as students you are going to get tired, and there are going to be days when you're very tired, and you're going to come to class and my voice is going to put you to sleep. And so let me just say this, if I see you trying to stay awake, if you're taking notes and sitting up straight and you nod off, I'm not worried about it because I know that we all have those moments. However, I ask that you please do not ever put your head down on your desk or use your arm as a prop to intentionally take a nap in class. That signals to the professor that you really would rather be sleeping than be in class. So at that point, you might as well just stay in your dorm room and sleep in a very comfortable bed. It's a lot more comfortable to sleep on a mattress than it is in a desk in the room with several people and a professor talking. So I ask you to do that, and if you do put your head down in class or sleep on your arm, I will address that with you and probably give you an unexcused absence for that. And then really the final course policy that I want to talk about is packing up. I just committed to you to not keep you late. And so all I ask on that is that you don't start packing up early. When people start packing up early, first of all, it's very distracting for students who are still engaged in the class and who are taking notes. But second of all, again, it's disrespectful to the professor because it's basically you signaling to me that you're done, that you don't want me to talk anymore, and that you don't want to hear me. And so again, I'm going to keep you till the end of class, but my goal is to let you out on time. And so you'll have time to pack up and get to your next class. The other thing that we need to talk about is technical difficulties. This is the last thing we're going to talk about. Your quizzes and your BSQs, all of those assignments are done on Campus Web under coursework. And so as a result, I know that you will have technical difficulties at some point through the semester. So if you have a technical difficulty on your quiz or on your BSQ submission, I do ask that you take a picture of whatever issue you're having and email that to me. If it's a quiz, I'll be glad to, if you send me an email, a screenshot email, to reopen that quiz or to do whatever needs to be done. Same thing with the BSQs. On the quiz, there's one important thing to note, and that is in your syllabus, I'll make it clear, you should not ever take your quizzes on your cell phone. I have seen students who can make it 10 weeks every week taking their quiz, their weekly quiz on their cell phone, but all of a sudden on the 11th week, it messes up. And so I ask them, did you read the syllabus? It says don't take your quiz on cell phones. What will happen is eventually if you take your quizzes on your cell phone, when the quiz opens up, you will not see the question, you will only see the answers. And it's very hard to pick the right answer if there is no question at the top for you to see. So just keep that in mind. Don't take your quiz on your cell phone and you should be fine. Well, students, I know this has been a lot of kind of information. And so again, one of the reasons I wanted to put this on a video is so that you could go back if you want and get clarification on any point of the syllabus that I've talked about. And please also know that I care deeply about you. I'm so excited about our semester together. So God bless each one of you, and I will see you in class.